Okay, Trinity, I'm going to go over this problem because looked up. This is the one you seems like you were having troubles with. So it says find the equation of the exponential function represented by the table below. So here's our table. Now I'm going to go over this on a whiteboard. So here's the table. Here is what an exponential function will always look like. This is called exponential form. This could be y equals or f of x equals. That part does not matter. But this part does matter. Number times a number raised to an exponent. So this number in the front is called your starting value or your zeroth term. This is called your base, which it's called the base because this part is the base of the exponent. You have an exponent, and an exponent always has a base. But the base is your multiplier. This is what it is growing by, or what it is multiplying by each time. If you find these two parts, you can write an exponential function. This part is always easy to find because it's given to you in the table. It's always the zeroth term, the number that corresponds with the zeroth value, which is always found here. So whenever x is 0, the number tied to it or corresponding with it is your zeroth term, or your starting value. So 0.1 is going to go in place of a. But we have to find b. This is going to take the math. To find b, or to find whatever you're multiplying by, take a number, any of these, and divide by the one that comes before it. So for example, I'm going to take 0.5. So 0.5. And I'm going to divide it by the number that comes before it. Divide it by 0.1. If I plug that into my calculator, I'm going to get 0.5. This is my multiplier. Now, it's really easy to find the multiplier. It's the same process every time. Take a number, divide by the one that comes before it. So for example, you could take 0.025, divide it by 0.05, and you would get 0.5 again. No matter which two numbers you take, as long as you divide the one that comes before it, you will get the same multiplier. So let's go ahead and fill this one in. Let's write the equation for this table. So I have the two pieces that I need. I have my initial value, my starting value, or my zeroth term. It is 0.1. How do I know this? Because it is the number that corresponds with the 0 in the x value. So 0.1 times my multiplier. I found my multiplier. It's right here, 0.5. Raised to the x power. X is always the exponent because this is an exponential. So it's always going to be in this form. It's always going to be a number times a number with x as an exponent. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and type this in real quick so we can go over one more. So 0.1 times 0.5 raised to the x power. So to raise something to an exponent, you just hit the B button here. X. Submit answer. Yes. All right, so we got it right. New problem. Okay, so let's talk through this one. I'm going to go ahead and erase what I have here. Now, our zeroth term is the number that corresponds when x is 0. So the zeroth term in this case is 2. So y equals 2 times, we got to find the multiplier. We have to find out what it's multiplying by. To do that, we're going to take a number, divide by the one that comes before it. So I could do 16 divided by 8, or 8 divided by 4, or 4 divided by 2. All of them will give you the same answer. So let's do this. Let's do 16 divided by 8. So what we're doing, taking a number, dividing by the one before it, that tells you your multiplier, what it's multiplying by. 16 divided by 8 is 2. My multiplier is 2. So I have 2 times 2 to the x. This is my multiplier. That was the initial value, the starting number in the sequence. So let's do this. 2 shift 8 times 2 raised to the x. All right, new one. Okay. See if we can do this one a little faster now, right? This should start to make a little more sense. There's two pieces to the problem that you have to find. You have to find that initial value, that starting value, or the 0th term, and you have to find your multiplier. These two pieces of information help you write the function. All right, so my initial value is 5. Because x is 0, the corresponding number is 5. So y equals 5 times. Now we have to figure out what it's multiplying by. So we're going to take 2.5 and we're going to divide it by 5. So you have to have a calculator for this. So 2.5 and we're going to divide it by 5. And you should get 0.5. So my multiplier is 0.5. So 5 times 0.5, because 0.5 was my multiplier, that's what I just figured out, raised to the x power. So let's make sure this is, oh no, I did not mean to start that. Always. Okay. So 5. No. What? Why did you do that to me? No, go back to the one. I hit the wrong button. Well, that is the correct answer. So again, you need to find the 0th term. That's the number that corresponds with the 0. When x is 0, whatever that y value is. You also have to find your multiplier, whatever it's multiplying by. Take a number in the sequence, divide by the one before it. I hope this helps.